it's Claire Saunders from What's New in Electronics. I'm here on day 2 of IPC Apex, and I'm joined by Jason from EVS International. How are you?
I'm very well, Claire. How are you?
Doing really, really good. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. So, tell me a little bit more. For those people who don't know about what you guys do, tell me a bit about your company, please.
Okay, well, EVS is a global company. We manufacture a range of solder recovery systems for the electronic industry to help our customers worldwide save money on reducing their solder purchase costs.
Okay.
By recycling, reducing and reusing in-house with our solder recovery systems.
Okay. So obviously a key thing you said there is saving money.
Yes.
Which is, incredibly important in any sector, but particularly in the electronics industry.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
your machines, the price of solder is at an all-time high, I believe.
It is indeed.
Okay, so your machines, people get them, they bring them into their facility,
Yep.
and then they can reuse their solder, their dross. Sorry, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please explain it in a little bit more, a little bit more detail.
No problem. So we manufacture a range of machines. We do. We've just got a new machine out, which I'll cover later. But at this moment in time, we have 3 different sizes of machines. Okay, they all do the same thing. So it's the capacities that we're talking about. So we have a 10-pound capacity, a 20-pound capacity, and a 40-pound capacity. These are mobile units that can go from wave to wave, selective to selective, and you load the dross directly into the machine. So what usually happens would be the solder supplier or the solder recycler will give them the customer free of charge buckets. They would de-dross the wave or the selective per day, and they would throw the dross in the bucket, and then they'll send it off to recycling where they will get a fraction of its true value. Okay. Only when you see our machines working in reality, you realise that they're not on a good deal. Okay, and there's a lot more value to the customer by recovering. We're not recycling, we're recovering.
Okay.
There's nobody else's dross other than the customer's dross. Okay, when you recycle, you're taking dross from lots of different customers and mixing it all together. So we're not recycling, we're recovering. We're recovering the customer's solder from the customer's dross. It's nobody else's dross.
Okay.
So we load it into the machine. Say we've got a 10, 20 and 40 pound capacity machine. So you use, instead of using the bucket for the waste, use the machine for the waste. So you load it until the machine is full. Then you run the cycle. It takes about an hour and 20 minutes, depending on the size of the machine. And all we're doing is separating the oxides from the solder. Okay. We're not adding anything, we're not taking anything away. We're running a naturally clean process. All our machine does is separate the oxides from the solder, puts the solder into a solder tray and drops the waste into a standard size waste bin. Okay. So benefits to the customer is by recovering their own solder in their own house, they're going to reduce their monthly solder purchase by at least 50%. So, I've been in this game a long time. Our machines run percentage recovery rate rise anything from 50 to 85%. We say 50%, but obviously if it's recovering 85%, we're going to reduce the solder purchase by that. The reason why we say 50% is when you put the reclaimed solder back in, you're going to replenish the solder pot with 50% recovered, 50% revirgin. And that's why we'll never get a problem with solder quality within the solder pot, because you're always replenishing the solder pot. Yeah? And that's where we can save, that's where the big money saving is. If the customer's, for argument's sake, spending $1,000 a week on solder, invest in the product, only has to spend $500 on it. But the bigger the company, the more ways you've got, the more boards you're making. This figure of solder purchase can go into millions of years, in a year. So it does roll into big money. And seeing is believing. We offer free of charge, no obligation demonstrations. Okay. Where we go into a customer's premises. We use a little desktop unit because we can fit it in a trunk of a car, and we can drive it to the customer, so the customer doesn't have to do anything, carry on with his job. We come and do a presentation. We load their dross into our machine, run the cycle, give them a presentation on the machine and all the benefits that we can achieve. And there is a lot of extra benefits. Once the cycle's done, we do the weights and measures. We can do the ROI, present them with an ROI for which machine we specify what the needs are. Yep. There's lots of hidden benefits that you can't see. So the number one benefit with using our product is obviously reduction in the solder purchase. That's where the money is. That's what's going to pay the machine, and that's what's going to print money after you've bought the machine or save you money. But we have lots of hidden benefits. So running a cleaner wave, encouraging to do a deeper de-dross, a safer dedross. So by running a deeper dedross, when you leave your dross on the solder pot too long, it naturally wants to fall into the solder pot.
Okay.
The solder bath is just a liquid circulation of that liquid molten solder which you stick into the board. So if you leave your dross on the pot too long, it naturally wants to fall in the pot. This then circulates, guess where it's going? On the board, creating shorts and bridging. Shorts and bridging creates rework, rework's dead money. You know, all the big boys in this industry, they use Kaizen, Lean Six Sigma, all these quality management programs that say, let's get the board right first time, every time, and your profits fall to your bottom line, which is where we all live.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So by running a cleaner and healthier solder pot, you can reduce your shorts and bridging, reduce your rework, and run leaner, which is what everybody's trying to do.
Exactly.
So these are the hidden benefits. Then we've got health and safety benefits, running a quicker dedross time, a safer dedross time, because we all want to look after our employees, don't we?
Of course you do.
Yeah, and these are the
Exactly.
hidden benefits.
Okay. And you mentioned that you're about to launch a new machine so that you'll have your fourth machine to
Yes.
go to bigger facilities.
Yeah, well, some of our larger customers, they've got multiple ways, so they have a lot more dross than what our machines can handle. So they've been asking us for a few years for, can we manufacture an offline machine? And we've done that now. So it's going to be about 140, 150 pound capacity.
Okay.
And it's an offline machine, standalone unit, using their own customers' fume extraction system. So the consumables are a lot less than the mobile units, because the mobile units are self-contained, and they've got their own filtration system and things like that. So yeah, be able to handle 140, 150 pounds of solder, of dross in one go.
Okay.
It'll take a couple hours to run that cycle, but it's just load it, press the start button, walk away, come back in 2 hours time, and it'll be done.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got a pot full of money effectively when you come back.
Absolutely.
So, like you say, obviously there's an investment in the machine, but that investment's quite quickly recouped from the solder, from the health and safety benefits, from all the additional things that you're not seeing necessarily in that pot, but just generally having something on site. So, it's a free machine really over a period of time.
Well, I call our machine the chicken that lays the golden egg, because every
Okay.
time you feed it, it saves you money. Now, based on that, if you had a chicken at home that lays a golden egg, would that be the best fed chicken in the world? You'd look after it because you want the golden egg every day.
Yeah.
And that's the same principle that I talk to my customers about on training, to look after the machine, because every time you load it, it saves you money.
Yeah.
It's the chicken that lays the golden egg.
Amazing.
Now, we all want a chicken that lays the golden egg, especially if you've got dross as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff.
So yeah, that's what we can do for our customers.
Brilliant. And how's the show been for you? Have you seen people being encouraged by your product? Are you seeing, because obviously trends change a lot, but I know that people are very keen these days of, looking after stuff, saving money, that, all the kind of things that sound obvious, but people want, they want more reliability. So I'm guessing, because you've got the quality of the product going through, you're solving all those problems as well with the
Yes.
machine.
Well, one, it's been a great show so far. Quality, not quantity, I would say, and everybody would want that. But we've got customers who've looked at the machine in previous years, who, with solder prices going up all the time. I mean, tin's just gone to $50,000 a ton.
Wow.
So it's not long before the raw material costs to the solder companies have to increase that. With all the conflicts in the world, rare earth materials, gold, silver, tin, they're all on the rise.
Yeah.
So it's, we're seeing customers coming back to us saying, look, let's review this. Let's have a look at it again. And, we can save them a lot of money. And you're in business to make money, not lose money.
Yeah,
and if you can't make any more money, if you can save money, drops to the bottom line where we all live.
Exactly. And you guys are on the road, you're there, the support network is global. So,
Absolutely.
so you're not left on your own once you purchase a machine, you're very much supported.
No, we're hands-on. I mean, we do a great job. We go and install the machine. We train the customers, engineers and wave operators to operate it. There's 4 levels to our training. So we've got level 1, which is operation, understanding the machine and how it works, how to load it, unload it, record the weights and measures so that the management of the business knows the performance of the machine and the return of their investment. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10 our machine pays for itself in months, not years.
Okay.
I think the quickest a customer's ever paid for it, and he collected his dross for 3 months, which what we encourage. So, and it paid for the machine outright in 3 once he'd recovered all that dross. For any customer who's looked at our machine, who hasn't got the budget for the machine or half the budget for the machine. It could be a year down the line with budgets. What we say to all our customers is stop selling your dross, okay? This is a commodity, it's a rare earth, it's going up in value, yeah? If you had a piece of gold today, would you want to keep it or you want to sell it? You want to keep it. Yeah, you keep gold. And tin's, just like any other commodity, is going up and up and up, especially expensive alloys like Sac 05 where you've got silver in. Silver's at an all-time high. Tin's at an all-time high. Copper's at an all-time high. There's no better time to invest in an EVS machine than it is today.
Fantastic. Great
Take
stuff.
control of your solder purchases and invest in an EVS machine.
Get your chicken.
Get your chicken that lays the golden egg, yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Jason.
Okay.
I wish you a great rest of the show, and we'll catch up with you soon.
And if you want to know any more information, www.solderrecovery.com, and or get in contact with us, and we'd love to give you a free of charge demonstration.
Thank you,
you
Jason.
very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.